All right, guys, Mikey here from the Electric Scooter Guy. And guys, I got an awesome video for you today. And we're going to do it on the all-new Kaabo Wolf Warrior GT Pro. Not to be confused with the all-new Kaabo Wolf King GT. This is the Wolf Warrior GT. It's the second generation to the Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, which is one of my favorite electric scooters of all time. As you can see up on the screen, I own a Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, and I absolutely fucking love it. It's got two 1200 watt motors with a 60 volt system, 35 amp hour LG or Samsung battery. I got the Samsung battery. I noticed the newer Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Pluses come with the Samsung batteries. And I can tell you guys from real world experience that the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus will take you about 35 miles on a single charge with all the P settings up, which ain't too bad. If you tone the P settings down, you'll get a lot more range than that. I got 40 miles and still had about 55% of the battery left. So it definitely has great range, and supposedly it can hold 150 kilograms, something like 330 pounds. So if you're a bigger guy, this is the scooter for you. And if you're in the market for a regular Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, you could pick it up from Voro Motors for $23.99. I paid $2,800 last April from Fluid Free Rides before the Wolf Warrior GT Pro came out, because that definitely made the price go down for the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus for sure. But Fluid Free Ride actually raised the price of the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus to $3,000. So I would go with Voro Motors, even though you guys know I love Fluid Free Ride. I would go with Voro Motors if you're going to get the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, because you'll save about $600. Now, guys, we got the Kaabo Wolf King. Now, this was probably the second generation to the Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus. The Kaabo Wolf King came with two 1500 watt motors, a max speed of about 100 kilometers. I would say it'll do about 58 miles an hour. It's a great scooter. It's pretty much the same thing as the Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus. It just has bigger brakes and obviously bigger motors and more top speed. Great scooter if you're in the market for a Wolf Warrior King, but the only thing is it has a 28 amp hour battery, not the 35 amp hour battery. But people say that that 28 amp hour battery for some reason is just as good as the 35 amp hour battery, because it's better and more, I don't know, just better at lower speeds. All right, guys, now we got the Kaabo Wolf King GT Pro, and this is at the top of the food chain right now, guys. This is the top of the line Kaabo Wolf, well, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Wolf King GT Pro, all these different names they're coming up with, Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, Wolf Warrior King, all this crazy shit. But this is at the top of the food chain right now. And if I get rid of my Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, this is the scooter that I'm going to get. I know Ginger on Wheels was having some problems with the throttle on his, but I just think that might have been an isolated incident. If not, I mean, I hate the fucking thumb throttle anyway. I would swap it out for a Mini Motors throttle if I could. But the sine wave controller is awesome. So the sine wave controller is what will make me want to keep the thumb throttle, because I really don't like the thumb throttle at all. But this thing is a beast. With two 2000 watt motors, it could get you up to about 62 to 65 miles per hour. They move the controllers to the front, like I said. The brakes are 160 millimeters. They got the same, the same lights. It's just that the handlebars are higher and wider. So if you're a bigger guy, this is the scooter for you. And they smoked out the back tail lights on this scooter. So it's a great scooter. You could pick it up for like $3,600 from Voro Motors or Fluid Free Ride. All right, guys, now we got the Wolf Warrior. This is the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus. The advanced version, I want to say, of the Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus. Now, this thing still has the 60 volt system with the 35 amp hour battery. It's got the two 1200 watt motors, but what they did was they bumped up the brakes from 145 millimeter rotors to 160 millimeter rotors. They made the handlebars taller and wider, just like the GT Pro. You could get it with a TFT display with the thumb throttle and sine wave controller, or you can get it with the Mini Motors controller and speedometer, and that's a little bit cheaper, as you can see up on the screen. It's got the turn signals. That's what the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus was missing, was the turn signals. I wish it had the turn signals, but it's got the same horn, the same lights, but they bumped up the brakes. They made the tires puncture-proof, just like the Dualtron Thunder 2 and the Dualtron Storm Limited. I actually just ordered these tires for my Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus. I got the street tires, and they came about a week ago, and I tell you, they're awesome tires. I didn't put them on yet, but the concept is awesome. And like I said, it's got the blinkers and the whole 9 yards, just like the Kaabo Wolf Warrior. Well, it's a mini Kaabo Wolf King GT. That's exactly what it is. It's like a mini Kaabo Wolf King GT. And I love the upgrades that they did to this scooter. They kept it somewhat the same, but they just made it so much better. And like I said, you see, you could get the mini motors display, or you could get the thumb throttle. But if you get the thumb throttle, you're getting the sine wave controller. So I would go with the thumb throttle probably, even though I'm not a huge fan of the thumb throttle. I think I would go with the thumb throttle. Then what they did was the forks. The front forks on the Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus and the Kaabo King were cast. They weren't forged forks, so they were breaking and cracking and shit. So what they did was they upgraded it, and they made the forks, instead of cast, they're forged. And like I said, the rotors are bigger. The tires are exactly the same. They're 4 inches. 11 inches by 4 inches wide, but the braiding on the brake lines and shit are rubber now. It's got the rubber braiding instead of the plastic braiding. The front suspension is very tight. It's a very tight front suspension. The back suspension, not so much. After about 1,000 miles, you're going to definitely need to change the cartridges in the back. As you can see here, you see the red springs? They got cartridges in the middle, and those cartridges from Kabbo suck. So you're going to have to replace those after about 1,000 miles. I did mine at about 1,200 miles, but I only weigh 140 pounds. So I guess I was able to go a little bit longer than most people. But otherwise, I can't find any weak points about this scooter, except for what Ginger on Wheels was saying about the throttle. But other than that, I've done some polls on Facebook and shit, asking people how they like the Wolf Warrior GT Pro and the Wolf Warrior King GT, whatever the fuck, Pro. And a lot of people say they love both of them. So if you're in the market, guys, you could pick up the Kaabo Wolf Warrior GT, well, Kaabo Wolf Warrior GT Pro, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for $3,200, $3,300. And if you want to get the Kaabo Wolf King GT, you could get it for $3,600. And if you want to get the Kaabo Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, you could pick that one up for $2,400 from Voro Motors. If you go through Fluid Free Ride, you're going to probably pay about $3,000. Why they bumped the price up, I don't know. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Mikey from the Electric Scooter Guy. Peace.